Okay, I'm gonna do Sylus's event chapters next. Interrogation room. I enter the interrogation room. The predator Sylus has his back facing me, yet I can sense the overwhelming dangerous aura he emanates. I approach Sylus and lean against the interrogation table in front of him. We meet again, Sylus. Given our circumstances, however, maybe I should call you Tartarus instead.
You keep bringing me to the LCBI for small talk. Do you think I have nothing better to do?
Chains bind Sylus's hands to the chair's armrests, and the collar around his neck further restricts his movements. Even though he's restrained, he could easily break free at any moment and rip my throat out if he wanted to. Fortunately, I'm the person holding the chain attached to his collar, and I'm holding it tightly. Since you're a triple S-class predator who's worked as an assassin for years, we would like you to cooperate with our investigation.
I see the LCBI's intel is outdated. Allow me to give you a quick update on my circumstances. I'm a law-abiding citizen now.
Right. Sylus and I first met in a predator outbreak when my life was hanging by a thread. Ironically, it was this assassin who saved me. He took me under his wing afterward. He taught me how to shoot, and more importantly, he taught me how to survive in the city. We lived on the edge and depended on each other for survival. However, you accepted a commission and then vanished without a trace. You mooched off me for years, but you didn't even share your bank account details before you left.
So, you've decided to mix personal grudges with your work?
He's not wrong. I've had this grudge for a long time, especially after he abandoned me. From a professional and personal standpoint, we're enemies. During the past few years, the assassin Sylus vanished. Meanwhile, Tartarus, the predator, reappeared in the public eye. And closely tied to that, Night Strix is a criminal organization that has rapidly risen to power in Lincoln. Its authority reaches far and deep into the city. However, Sylus' restrained and low-profile approach that left no evidence behind has consistently allowed him to evade incarceration. With dirt on numerous celebrities and high-ranking officials, Sylus is often brought in with a show of force only to be politely escorted out shortly after. The corruption, of course. Recalling this, I can't help but be on high alert. Anyway, let's skip this pretense of familiarity. I toss a stack of crime reports onto the table in front of him. Recently, there was an incident in the Southern District where a predator attacked someone. Our informant says it was your handiwork. Exposing yourself in such a trivial incident isn't your style. I yank the collar around his neck, and Sylus's body lurches forward. He furrows his brow and glares at me for my aggression. I smile, disable the nearby surveillance camera, and lower my voice. Of course, those charges were just an excuse to bring you in, Sylus. I need your help with something. Recently, a potent frenzy enhancer has appeared on the black market. Our intel suggests its source is an abandoned research facility on Lincoln's outskirts. In the past, it was used to imprison predators and conduct experiments on them. Infiltrating that place will be risky, which is where you come in.
This isn't exactly how you ask people for help.
Really? I guess I'll have to use the method you taught me then. I unfasten the collar around Sylus's neck and trace the red marks that slowly appear on his skin. As you can see, I actually know nothing about the facility. That's why I need your help. So, will you help me or not? Sylus grasps my fingertips. His intense gaze that falls on me befits a predator.
My little bird has grown up, it seems. Your wings are getting stronger with each passing day.
You should have known this would happen when you took me under your wing all those years ago. After reluctantly making a deal, Sylus and I infiltrate the abandoned research facility. The building has been deserted for years, evidenced by the fallen chunks of plaster and bricks littering the floor. Several pages decorated with formulas remain intact. Its previous occupants must have left in a hurry. After I photographed these documents, I approached a storage rack with piles of discarded boxes. This one has the label of
Ever.
You seem to be familiar with this facility. Don't tell me you're somehow involved.
Let's just say they're an old friend of mine.
So you've done business with them before. Unlike the petty schemes of ordinary predators, Sylus has grander plans and even greater ambition. What exactly is your relationship with Ever anyway? For a long time, I've suspected they sent those men in black who always lurked around our house.
That's only part of the story. Ever tried to kill me before. It's only natural I return their kindness with a few gifts to express my gratitude.
Gifts?
I just so happened to blow up the first research facility ever used to study predators.
Dang. No wonder they're willing to chase you to the ends of the earth.
When you were still my contact, one of their high-ranking executives went missing. You might be on their hit list, too.
As we reach a turn in the staircase, a barely noticeable object catches my attention. Concealed by the weathered wall is a door. It's almost impossible to spot unless someone has keen observation skills. Light slants in from a small window above and illuminates this dormant space. Various test tubes and instruments lie scattered on the lab benches. I look around and spot an abandoned computer in the corner. Despite its heavily worn appearance...
Unit DL.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Despite its heavily worn appearance, I press a button on the keyboard. To my surprise, the screen flickers to life.
Unit DL 039 on standby. Unit DL 039 is ready. Please enter the password.
After we left the abandoned research facility, I decided to drive to Sylus's place in the Northern District. After all, there's no safer place in the world than Sylus's home. It's late. Sylus is lounging on the sofa while holding an old yellow detective novel. An hour passes and he's still reading. Sylus, are you expanding your literary knowledge or studying counter-detection techniques? He looks at me and places the book face down on his knee. His voice is devoid of emotion.
I'm cultivating drowsiness. This is the bedtime story I picked out for you after using a careful selection process. But you don't like to read, so I'm reading it myself.
You can read it out loud for me. It's more like a compilation of nightmare fuel than a bedtime story. Shortly after Sylus took me in, I couldn't immediately get used to a life where enemies might show up at our doorstep at any moment. On those nights when he'd leave for a mission, I was left alone at home. It was always difficult to fall asleep. Before one of his departures, I asked him to buy me some books on his way back. Surprisingly, he agreed, yet... How to dispose of your enemy's body? Murder on the Occident Express. The silence of the goats. Not goats, really. They really... Silence of the lambs. Oh my gosh. Who reads these before bed?
Me.
Without looking up, he turns another page. The pleasant rustle of paper fills the air. Leaving my eccentric partner to his unique tastes, I turned my attention back to our recent findings. A research facility, partially damaged equipment, a working computer, and notebooks filled with countless strange codes. I pin all these clues, photos I had taken inside the facility, onto the walls of Sylus's home. After I'm done, I hand him the double-sided tape.
Are all enforcers this bossy? Taking over people's houses, and even making their hands do all the work.
I take the double-sided tape back and place a half-empty water glass in his palm.
Is desk duty over? Do you need me to be your dining table now?
I mean... Wait, you want me to eat food off? Never mind. Stop. I can't even finish that. You want me to eat food off your body? I mean...
Okay, let's move on.
Stop. Ignoring his complaints, I grab... Wait, did I miss something? No, I didn't. Ignoring his complaints, I grab the book from his hand and use a marker to point at one of the photos. Hey Sylus, do you remember the prison cell we found? During our last investigation, Sylus and I stumbled upon a hidden floor. We were short on time that day, so we couldn't thoroughly search the area. Look, there's an odd symbol here. Sylus glances at the area circled on the photo.
That's the logo of a biopharmaceutical company under Ever. They filed for dissolution 5 years ago. Since then, it has reappeared with a new face. Now it's a company that's primarily focused on health services. Their products might be connected to the frenzy enhancer you're investigating.
Several days later, Sylus and I returned to the abandoned research facility. Wary of other predators lurking inside, we use our usual plan. Sylus will go in first to scout the area. But why has he been gone for so long and still doesn't return? Sylus? There's only silence, and a sense of foreboding creeps over me. Finally, my worry overwhelms my wariness. Tightly holding my firearm, I carefully walk into the unknown darkness. The corridor is enshrouded in darkness. Only a few emergency lights flicker, and they can barely pierce the gloom. I continue to scan every corner for potential threats. Iron bars covered in rust line the corridor. Past the cell's doors, I see muzzles and empty syringes strewn across the floor. As I venture deeper into the facility, an unsettling yet oddly familiar odor grows stronger. This scent, where did I smell it before? Right, it's the same scent from the frenzy enhancer we confiscated recently. As I turn the corner, a noise abruptly breaks the silence, and I raise my gun. I'm ready to shoot on sight. Oh. The shadowy figure easily dodges the bullet. As I prepare to shoot again, the individual lunges at me. I'm pinned against the wall. Yo, what if it's Sylus? Chill. Yeah, exactly. My finger is about to press a trigger, but then I recognize a familiar face in the dim lighting. Oh. Sylus?
Didn't I tell you not to come in until you received my signal?
Sylus, what happened to you? It's the frenzy enhancer. I try to move, but he locks me in place with his knee. I can't move. You good there? He must have accidentally inhaled an aerosol version of the frenzy enhancer.
God damn.
But how did it even get here in the first place? It's a trap. It's a setup. A sharp pain derails my train of thought. He has bitten my ear. Why? Just like in the memory, in the kindled. His teeth pierce my skin, and a searing pain throbs at the wound. Yet the sensation is quickly replaced. Oh my gosh. What? Yet the sensation is quickly replaced by the feeling of his hot tongue on my ear. Chill. I can't let this continue. I struggle to create some distance between us while I reach for the syringe in my pocket. I brush his hair aside and forcefully inject the suppressant into his neck.
You really don't pull your punches, huh?
If this doesn't work, I'll have to use my gun. Not again. Not. Stop. That won't be necessary. Let's not do that again. Seconds pass. His agitation seems to subside, and the wild look on his face disappears. Oh, good. How are you feeling? Better?
You should shoot me next time this happens.
No. We know what happens when... No. You haven't exactly gone easy on yourself either.
Any frenzied predator can easily tear your throat out.
But you didn't. Don't worry, if things actually spiral out of control, I won't hesitate to pull the trigger. Well, she's not joking with that. I slowly exhale and meet his gaze. The same can be said about you.
It seems your competency has improved during my absence.
Save your compliments for later. Oh, and one more thing. I silently put my gun away. Then I turn and swiftly punch his chest with full force. Who said you could go around biting people? Oh, okay. I touch my sore earlobe and take a few steps. I hear a soft thud behind me. Sylus? When Sylus doesn't follow me like I expected, I realize something is wrong. I turn around. He has collapsed on the ground. Is he playing with me? Is he like trolling right now? Because the punch? I rush over to check his breathing. Thankfully it's steady. He isn't pale, so I don't think he's in immediate danger. Is this a side effect of the frenzy enhancer? Maybe the suppressant's dosage wasn't strong enough. I pick up the syringe from the ground. And see the production date on the plastic tube. Only then do I understand why he collapsed. I had bought the suppressant from the black market for a low price. However, its expiration date was last month. I'm sorry, I gave you an expired suppressant. Oh my gosh. Is this his car? It's so pretty. I like the color on the inside. We sent the computer we found to the LCBI's research department. After they had successfully recovered its database, everything played out as we had hoped. We obtained an important document related to Ever's experiments. It appears that Ever once imprisoned predators there in an attempt to create invincible biological weapons. The frenzy enhancer that's currently circulating the black market is an improved version of the one created during past experiments. After backing up the data, we prepare to drive to Silas's home so we can store it. As the car door unlocks, I sit in the driver's seat while Sylus gives me a skeptical look. I think I should drive just to be safe.
Are you implying it's dangerous when I'm at the wheel?
Yes. Sylus has made quite a few enemies because of his job. That's why he usually takes me along once he finishes a commission and changes addresses. Being yanked out of bed around midnight only to be put into the backseat of his car is one of my most vivid memories. And the reasons he gave for these sudden moves were always unbelievable.
Wake up. Someone's here to kill me.
Fight them off yourself.
A lot of people showed up this time. Moving is easier than cleaning up the mess. Our new place is on 47th Street. It's discreet, and the school district is decent. It's about time you got a real education, miss.
Wow.
Wake up. Someone's here to kill you.
But I'm an innocent goody two-shoes. Why would anyone want me dead?
They're after me. It's only natural they'd be after you, too. You have 10 minutes to pack your things and go downstairs.
We moved more times than I can count. Contact information and burner phones were swapped out like clockwork. Sometimes I wondered if his nocturnal lifestyle was a consequence of constantly dodging his enemies. The LCBI is currently in the process of selecting its best employees. I'd rather not give anyone a reason to question my performance. After I made up an excuse. What? How's that even an excuse? What does that even mean? After I made up an excuse, I input an address into the navigation system and ease into the accelerator. I remind Sylus about putting on his seatbelt.
All right, then. Start the car, rookie.
Rookie, I can drive just fine, thank you. The sunlight streaming through the car window seems to bother him. He slightly winces before reaching for the sunglasses on the center console. He slips them on. After driving for a while, several intimidating SUVs suddenly appear in the rear view mirror. Oh gosh, we're being tailed. I make a turn, they follow, and if I press on the gas pedal, they speed up as well. Sylus, do you think those cars have been following us this whole time? Obviously. Accustomed to these sort of scenarios, Sylus calmly taps on the car window.
It's fine. Keep driving.
Bullets whiz past the side mirror as the distance between us and our pursuers shrinks. The roar of the engines grows to a deafening crescendo. The three cars are in a hot pursuit. They even attempted to ram us multiple times. They're right behind us. Are they crazy? Ugh, please tell me you have a plan. Shoot them all. Sylus points to something in the distance. Our car, followed by three pursuers, veers onto a wide road. Only one "Road Work Ahead" sign sits in the middle of it.
You're a big girl now. I don't need to teach you how you can bend the rules, right?
I should have known it was impossible to be a good person when you're around. Then again, we're already here. It'd be a shame not to make the most of this opportunity. I step on the gas and leave nothing but a long trail of exhaust for our pursuers. I told you to fasten your seatbelt. The gunfire intensifies. I glance at the rearview mirror as Sylus impatiently retrieves a long box from under the seat. I guess. It was about time. You should have been shooting a long time ago. He opens it and assembles a gun. Because they were already shooting at us, so... Then he gives it once over before loading a few rounds. What are you doing?
Isn't it obvious? I'm about to spice things up.
Heck yes. The car window is slightly lowered. The gun barrel is soon aimed at the people chasing us.
Floor it.
The bullet grazes the tire with great precision. One of the cars careers off the road with an ear-splitting screech. In the blink of an eye, another bullet penetrates the tire on the opposite side. Why didn't you do this sooner? We could have lost them ages ago. Our pursuers have become prey in his crosshairs. Whether they veer left or right depends on where Sylus aims his gun. He's going to make a sharp turn. Hold on tight. I turn the steering wheel as far as I can, and my action is accompanied by several precise gunshots. In the rearview mirror, I see the 3 cars collide in a shower of sparks. With a deafening roar, our pursuers vanish in a sea of flames. That was close.
It was smooth sailing. However...
Sylus beckons me to come closer with a curl of his finger. When I lean toward him, he gently tucks away the strands of my hair that got tangled in the sunglasses' arms.
Watch out for the cliff.
Woo! Zared, come here, man. Whoa!
God, did we just drive off the cliff? Outside, heavy clouds cover the sky as if they're waiting to unleash a downpour, powerful enough to drench the entire city. Over the past few days, Sylus and I have compiled our intel at the HQ of Nitrix. At his signal, everything will be ready to pour down like a deluge that cleanses the city's corruption and sin. Deep in thought, I'm jolted back to reality as a colleague unceremoniously drops a traffic ticket on my desk.
Hey, there was a speeding violation on the highway a few days ago. Here's the ticket.
Shouldn't this be handled by the police and not the LCBI? What is it? Oh no, is it me? Oh no, it's fine.
It's because the suspect is connected to a predator.
Did I get a speeding ticket?
The one you're supervising is the LCBI's VIP at this point.
The ticket? Yeah. The ticket clearly shows Sylus's face. As for the person next to him, a pair of sunglasses obscures their face. I'll ask him. Before I can even leave the LCBI building, commotion engulfs the office.
Everyone outside is talking about predators being connected to Ever. How did that happen?
I heard about it. Apparently, Ever is using them for some kind of experiment.
What kind? That sounds scary.
Based on what I heard through the grapevine, Ever is supposedly the group who created the predators in Lincoln.
Sylus's door is ajar. I wonder if he was expecting me. Inside the room, he's standing with his back to the door, engrossed in some kind of task. He hasn't noticed me yet. Sneak attack. I sneak up behind him, make a finger gun, and touch his lower back. Put your hands up, Sylus. This place is crawling with enforcers. You can't escape. With a stoic expression, Sylus peels the ticket off his face. His gaze falls on the blurry photo and he studies it for a while.
I never imagined our photo would end up on an official document like this. How else did you expect them to end up together?
Ignoring my question, he sets down the half-loaded gun and walks toward the living room. Curious, I follow him. He pins the traffic ticket to the investigation board on the wall. Our comical traffic camera picture is surrounded by a grisly collage of crime scene photos. They act as the world's most unconventional picture frame.
We have to get a clearer shot next time.
What do you mean by next time? Sylus offers me a slight smile with no explanation. Baffled, I plop onto the sofa again. The TV is broadcasting the news report that's been a hot topic these past few days. Of course, it involves Sylus and me. Rumors about Ever, the frenzy enhancer, and predators have spread to every corner of the city. However, Ever seems to have anticipated this. They prepared a well-written statement to ease public speculation. Of course they did. And last night, a sudden fire consumed the abandoned research facility. The traces of the traces of past experiments and lingering evidence of their wrongdoing. Everything vanished in the flames. I mean, it makes it pretty obvious that they're guilty. Like, seriously? Trying to cover up their tracks. They say a storm is brewing. Don't tell me you're the one pulling the strings.
You're a meteorologist now?
Stop. Besides, the more chaos there is, the more someone benefits. Lately, Nitrix has become synonymous with omnipotence. They're a conduit for all sorts of business deals done legally and illegally. The man before me is less a dangerous predator and more like a chess master who controls the direction of the game. But I haven't been able to figure out whether he intends to save Lincoln or destroy it. What if I find myself on an opposing side? Will you shoot me? He'll switch sides.
I'm pretty sure I taught you not to waste time on pointless hypotheticals. Am I mistaken? Besides, you should be well aware of your options.
Like what?
You can leave, or you can stand by my side.
With mixed emotions, I clench my fist as if I'm holding a microphone. I bring it to his mouth. Here's $1 million question for you, Mr. Sylus. Let's say you wanted to destroy Lincoln. How long would that take?
10.
Minutes? Seconds? 10 months, 10 weeks, or 10 days?
9, 8, 7.
No, stop. No! No, it's ended like that. You know, I really liked Sylus's. I think it might have been my favorite of like the event chapters. Because I really liked the scene of MC like racing down the street and Sylus like shooting at the enemies. Like that was like the car chase, that was so fun. So I really liked his event story. I think his and Caleb's were my favorite. Yeah. So yeah, thankfully I finished the event chapters finally. It took me like all day, and you can see in the top left corner it says 13 hours left until the event ends, so thankfully I finished it in time. Let's do the meat section first.
Remember what I taught you. The most effective threat is the one you don't act upon. Conscience. I don't waste my time on meaningless luxuries like that. I'll make sure to savor every moment.
Oh my gosh.
Did you have fun? All right then. Let's put an end to this charade.
God, he looks good.
He's delicious. I mean, I really do mean that. That's a delicious man right there.
Truth serum.
Do you actually believe something like this would work on me?
Well, yes. How will I know if I don't try? Have you done anything embarrassing lately?
I threw out the predator who broke into that base a few days ago. You were there too? Don't tell me you forgot about it already.
It's supposed to be embarrassing for you, not other people. What would you do if you were falsely accused?
Falsely accused? I'll just commit the crime in that case. Then the accusations won't be false.
What?
I can also track down the source of the rumors and deal with it directly. There are plenty of ways to handle these things.
But those solutions sound illegal to me.
You're assuming anyone would dare to try in the first place.
He's like, might as well just go for it. And make it true. That's funny. Predator snare.
The interrogation room is filled with your scent. Are you marking your territory?
The lure simulates different smells based on a person's preferences.
Are you implying I'm attracted to a fierce, untamed fragrance?
Is that the kind of abstract scent I have?
Now there's a hint of boldness and uninhibited freedom. It's more complex than a blend of spices. Ah, it looks like I'm stained in your scent as well.
These lines are crazy. Command relay.
What are you planning to do to me this time?
Sylus, do your best impression of a cute small animal.
What kind of odd request is this? All right then.
Oh gosh, what is he gonna do?
Sylus, do you want to be my greatest achievement this year?
Why did I feel like... Right before I clicked it, I had a feeling he might impersonate me. Damn it.
Sylus, just you wait. I'll show you.
Wait, are you pretending to be me right now?
Isn't it obvious? I'm imitating a certain dragon lady. She's a feisty kitten.
Illusion mask. What do you see?
You. Why do you ask?
What if I said this mask shows you the person you hold most dear? Any thoughts?
Since you've said that, I'm curious about who you see.
What do you want me to see?
If it's me, I'll be happy. And if it's not, I'll just replace them.
Shit. Okay. Mysterious novel.
Life after becoming a mafia boss. Why do you have that look on your face? Do you want me to read this book? Or are you hoping I'll help make your dream of becoming a mafia boss a reality?
I heard this book is pretty interesting. The main character is supposedly based on you. I wonder how accurate the portrayal is.
I would never throw someone to the sharks just because they were in my way. Isn't maintaining order on the streets part of your job description?
Right. It's all just a marketing ploy to get more sales.
The book was correct about one thing. People like us tend to keep the treasure we value for ourselves.
And the treasure. Oh. MC. Then let me be your boss for a few days.
Sure. From now on, you can be the shadow leader of Night Strix.
That's it. Aren't you worried I'll ruin your reputation?
You can do that. I'll just build a new one if you do. For an organization that claims to be legitimate and suits your position, how does Purus or Palus sound? I wonder what sort of expressions those LCBI agents would make. If they knew I was the one who trained you. If you want your captive to behave, you need to do better than that. Let's see how much you remember from my lessons. What did you put on my face? A muzzle?
Let me get everything in this shop real quick. I'm totally out of like everything. Like materials. Because I use it all trying to level up Caleb's memories like as much as I can. Because I want to get affinity. But it's hard. Okay, so that's it for all of these Savage Overture event stories. Oh, Raphael's birthday trailer released last night, so I'm gonna go watch that right now because I haven't seen it yet, and it's like, yeah. So I really want to watch that, so I'm gonna watch that right now. So that's it for the Catch-22 event. It was fun. So yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Bye.